Don't hate me. I'm a little bit late. I did advertise that this would be at what was it, 5:30. But you know what happens? I was in the bar, nobody there, and then about 4:45, a very good friend of mine came in. So we got chatting, and it was getting late. I didn't want to say I've got to go and all that. So anyway, we are late. Hello to everybody on the live stream. Tell me if you can hear the sound okay, if the sound is good, if the picture is good. If it is, please let me know. Comment down below, please. What we're going to do is we're going to go to Bali High. I should have been there already. I do apologise. When we get to Bali High, this sounds good. When we get to Bali High, we'll be looking at the sunset because it's all 15 minutes or so to the sunset. So thanks for commenting. Apparently the sound is good. Okay, let me just talk you over a few things. Wait, we're just walking down Soi Diamond. I've just left the pub, and then we're going to do a left, and we're going to be walking to Bali High to look. Oh, this is a lady I call Crazy Lady Boy. I shouldn't film her really, should I? But she's called Crazy Lady Boy. Well, I'm sure you know why. She is. I mean, there was always a crazy woman who we used to call her the kicker. Remember in Soi 6, who was a little bit left field, who was a little bit crazy. But the girls, to be fair, always used to look after her. Always managed to make sure she was, you know, she got cigarettes and she got a drink and everything. But she was not, you know, and the girls used to look after her. Here, the Crazy Lady Boy, nobody really likes her, to be honest. So, report that the video is bobbing up and down. Let me, if I press that button there, it should stabilise it, I hope. Hope it does. Anyway, hope I'm not making you too dizzy. Yeah, so that's Crazy Lady Boy. Right, let me tell you about what's going on with the outbreak of COVID-19 in Thailand at the moment. What has happened is, as I'm sure you're aware, there has been an outbreak which is linked to a wet fish shrimp market just outside Bangkok. The upshot of that is there are about 500 to 600 cases at the moment of COVID-19 that have been found. Now, I know what you're all going to say, and every time you ever talk about COVID, it's always, well, they're not testing, and etc., etc. But yeah, that is the official figures. There are several. That is wobbling around, isn't it? That. Let me just hold on a second, everybody. I will be 10 seconds to try and stabilise this gimbal. Oh, you're going to go up there. Don't worry, I know you can still hear me. If we do that, and then try and do it again, we should. We'll be back in a minute. Don't worry. This locked rotation device back. Yeah. Okay, that should be a bit more stable. Sorry if I made you dizzy again. Okay, getting back to what I was saying. The situation is that there are cases kind of cropping up with migrant workers from Burma all over the place. But thankfully, up till today, there were none here in Chonburi province. Chonburi is the province where Pattaya is. However, I have seen reports on a reliable news website called Khao, Khao meaning news, Sot meaning live, so Khao, that in Thai language, not in English language, but said that there was one case of a worker from Burma who had COVID. He was inside a minibus that was travelling, and there were another 11 people in the minibus. They're all being tested. Just move over to the right, you can see there's Ibar over there. looking a bit Christmassy. All the bars look a bit rubbish in the daytime. Yeah, so yeah, about 11 people. One had definitely tested positive for COVID, and this was inside Chonburi province, but nowhere near Pattaya. Chonburi is a very, very big province, as you know, but it is a bit worrying. Yesterday, we had some new guidelines come from the local officials, including the governor of the province and also the mayor of Pattaya. What those said was basically that the New Year's Eve big Bali High celebration, that is cancelled. That is cancelled already. But that doesn't mean that the bars and the nightclubs and the restaurants and the massage parlours are all closed down. Quite from it, it actually said that we could all still operate, but we must be extra careful in making sure that our precautions regarding COVID-19 were being adhered to, and those included making sure alcohol gel was on tables, making sure that staff were wearing face masks, which I'll be honest isn't really being enforced. Other things include temperature checking, and almost everybody has got one of those temperature guns, but what they were asking for, and this is the main thing that I've got to sort out tomorrow, is there are these automated temperature sensors that read the temperature of people's palms, people's foreheads. They want a contactless way of us being able to check temperatures. Now, I know there are people that will say that they're not very reliable anyway, but anyway, that's what they want, that's what they'll get. And also social distancing meaning that if we've got a capacity in the bar of say 30 people, but we don't go over that capacity, that can be checked through the Thai Chana app, which is a testing and tracing system here in Thailand, as you've seen in one of my videos earlier. Thai Chana basically is a QR code when you walk into a venue. The venue can automatically work out how many people are inside that venue at any one time, and then it can kind of alert authorities if we get too many people. Of course, there are so many ways that you can sort of fiddle it. One of which, of course, is if people scan into a property like they always do, but they don't scan out, which means that it looks like there are hundreds and hundreds of people in there when there actually aren't. So yeah, Thai Chana, and that's about basically it. Those were the precautions that we were told about. Oh, let me try and go around there, that's better. And we were visited yesterday, although my bar wasn't, but Walking Street certainly was, by people from the licensing authority, which in Pattaya is in Banglamung. They came round with the media, made a big show of checking COVID precautions were all set up, and also we were adhering to those, that the staff were aware of what was happening, also telling us that, and this is kind of the big news really, was at number 28, the 28th, which is basically, as you're aware, 3 days before New Year's Eve, they will make a decision as to whether or not we will have to close and lock down. The reason apparently they've chosen number 28 is because there are certain scientific reasons why the testing and the mapping, if you like, won't really work, or we won't have reliable data until the 28th to see if this outbreak is bad and whether we need to lock down or not. So I'm not getting into the politics, whether you believe in COVID or whatever. I'm just somebody that has got a small business and just wants to go by the rules. So that's how we stand at the moment in Pattaya. Everywhere is open, and I have had people saying, you know, what is people emailing me and messaging me, what's the situation? I'm heading into quarantine. I'm heading into Heathrow right now. I want to know what's going on. That, in a nutshell, is the situation here now. As I've said to people all throughout the day, it is a fluid situation. which means that things are changing all the time. If I'll put my neck on the line, if it is found out that there is you know, an active transmission of COVID within Pattaya itself, I mean, you can almost guarantee that we'll be locked down. That hasn't happened yet, and so you never know, we might get away with it. Let's just pan over to the right here, and this is Bali High. Oh, I'll just move the camera a little bit more. There you go. Oh, if I press that button. So there's Bali High during sunset. Now, it's not the nicest day today, and it is a little bit chilly here in Pattaya. You know, we like to, as British people, like to talk about the weather. Well, because it's, you know, that's what we do. Yeah, it's very chilly. There's a little bit of a wind as well. I hope that's not affecting the sound too much. This is a little beach where all the people that hire the boats hang out, and oh, if I just move over there, you'll be able to see, or if we do it like that, it's easier. Yeah, that's where a lot of them hang out at the back of that restaurant there. And this little, it's a nice little sandy beach, this, and nobody really goes here, but it's basically where all the boats hang out, the speed boats that go to Koh Lan. Just beyond that umbrella, that blue umbrella there, you can see that there is the pier where the boats go to Koh Lan, and that's where the customers come back as well. If you are going to Koh Lan, by the way, or if you're thinking of going, there are COVID checks such as taking temperature, etc., and I think you might have to leave your phone number and etc., etc., before you board any kind of vessel to go to Koh Lan. Those checks are taking place as you board the ferries, and after that you're on and you're okay. So, having said all of that, hello to everybody. Sorry I haven't talked in the chat room. Let's have a look at some comments. Hayden Young, so you're in North Pattaya? No, we're in South Pattaya, Hayden. Hello to you anyway. Yanni, hi Phil, Merry Christmas, stay safe. Same to you, Yanni, good evening. Paul, it's going to get worse before it gets better. Yeah, I think, you know, that's probably true. It seems like this COVID outbreak is obviously, it's a bit scary for the locals because they haven't really had to deal with anything. But trust me, there is all the pieces of the jigsaw, if you like, in place if there is a really bad outbreak for us to, number one, lock down. Also, obviously, the population here generally, or, you know, there's a few, one or two exceptions, but generally just do what they're told. So if they're told to stay indoors, wear a mask, etc., etc., they do. As you can see, just looking around on this video so far, most people are wearing masks. Hi to Matthew Williams. Hi Phil, really enjoy watching your videos from Bulgaria. Hello to everybody over in Bulgaria there. Let me just, Hayden says big up the egg. Hello to you, sir. Right, let me just walk around. I'm not allowed to go, you see that footpath that goes to the right of the screen there? Usually you were able to walk down that and then get onto the ferry. You can't do that at the moment because you have to go through the COVID screening. Hello to Greg from Melbourne in Australia, and the reason that we're doing the live stream at this time is I've called it a Southern Hemisphere video because for people who are in the Southern Hemisphere, in Australia, also New Zealand, maybe some from South America. Just a quick, I'll better walk away. Those gentlemen in the uniforms that you saw by the table there, they look like police, and if you ever remember the old jet ski scam where people were hiring jet skis and then damage was found and they were forced to pay a lot of money, and then if they didn't, they were taken down police station, and a policeman always turned up. It usually wasn't a policeman, it was somebody who looked like a policeman, like those gentlemen do, the same people. They're actually from City Hall. They're not policemen at all, although they have got some kind of power. Wondering what that noise is? It's the bin men. Take a look there. They're just taking out the bins. Okay, try and get the sunset. You can't really see the sun tonight, so it's rather unfortunate that it's not going to be the most picturesque of live streams, but we're here on Bali High. Yeah, hi to everybody in Australia who is watching, and I do appreciate you taking the time to come and say hello. There is the port, if you like, as the sun sets. If I just move around to the right, you'll be able to see some landmark buildings, maybe. What can we see, children? Oh, there you go. Well, can you see the Hilton Hotel? The Hilton is right on the right hand side there, right hand top corner. That's the Hilton. Next to the Hilton, but a little bit back, that is the base condo. The next big condo you can see, the big blue building, is Siam at Siam. That's the hotel on Soi 2 there. A few hellos. Hello to Eric, great work, and thanks for the update. Thank you to hello to Hayden, and also to Sean. Sean is watching from rainy England. Oh, Sean, you know, I am a bit late with the live stream, and the reason I'm late is because a very, very good friend of mine, who I won't tell you his name, but he's a very famous bar manager here in Pattaya. He decided to come down the bar and say hello, and he was saying, you know, where he's managing at the moment is probably going to go after Christmas, and he's kind of looking for work. But the thing he's really worried about is possibly he might have to go back to the UK, and he was really worried. And we were having a chat about the possibility of expats who are working over here returning to England, where we both came from. I'm not scared of doing that, but I'd rather stay here, to be honest. Okay, let's go through a few of the questions. I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to sit down somewhere, because this is a bit heavy. Let's sit over here, shall we, children? Look out on the bay, and let's go through a few of the comments on the live stream. Hi to everyone that's watching. We've got nearly 100 people online now, so very, very nice to see you all. Okay, Andrew Martin, who's got a little egg next to him, so he is in the membership area. Thank you to everybody who helps us out in the membership area, and if you are interested in the membership area, they get videos, exclusive members videos every week, maybe 2 or 3 a week now, and also they've been watching a preview of the new egg video, which I'm going to be putting live right after this live stream, so watch out for that. Andrew says it's 11 a.m. the morning in the UK. Andrew, very, very nice to hear from you, sir. Martin says, hello Phil, come on you baggies. That's a football related comment. Keep up the good work, regards from Martin in Wolverhampton. Yeah, I watched the Wolves play the other day, not so good, Martin. I assume you're a Baggies fan, a West Bromwich Albion fan, living in Dingleland there in Wolverhampton. Paul A, how come bars like to hire Falang managers instead of Thai? Well, that's a very good question, Paul. Let me address that very quickly. They don't have to, of course, but if you do get a problem in a bar and you have a majority of Western patrons, sometimes it's better than somebody who speaks the language, who understands Western culture, deals with the issue. A lot of the times it doesn't make any difference whatsoever, but if when you get real big problems, say with a bill or whatever, having a Westerner around the place really does help. And I think you're probably right. I think you may be alluding to the fact that well, Thais are cheaper. Yes, they are, but a Westerner will always have that Western culture behind him, a Western work ethic, and just be able to understand customers more than anybody else. So thank you for your question, Paul. I hope that answers it. Very big thank you to Gay Pirate #1. Morning from England. This is a super chat. Thanks for that, mate. Morning from England. Thoughts on being able to visit Pattaya in November with the lads next year, or shall we wait for 2022? Well, Gary, first of all, thank you. Sorry, Gay Pirate, thank you for the super chat. November is an awful long way away, so the truthful answer is I've no idea. If you're asking me to make a real prediction, I would think most people are talking about maybe Songkran things will be better as far as as quarantine is concerned. Maybe even a bit later on. If Songkran things are not looking good, then it might be sort of August, September. But I really do think by November things should be looking a lot better. Having said that, everyone in May and June was saying, oh, by Christmas everything will be fine, when in fact here we are, it's the 23rd of December and things are even worse than they were when we locked down in March, especially not necessarily here, although yes, we have got a small outbreak of COVID around certain provinces, but back in places like America, in England, wow, I mean, it's just amazing what's going on there at the moment. People over here really just can't understand it. So, Gay Pirate, to answer your specific question, I think you'll be okay. I wouldn't book any flights yet. Everybody I talk to who books flights at the moment tends to be having them cancelled. British Airways just cancelled a load of flights. Thai Airways just cancelled a load of flights. The only airline that seems to be not cancelling and flying people pretty regularly is Qatar at the moment. That seems to be the one that everyone seems to be coming over with. Okay, let's answer a few more questions. Just panning around to that's our Christmas tree. If you can hear some music if you can hear some noise in the background, that's some people dismantling a stage that was set for the New Year celebrations, which, as I said earlier, if you're joining us late, New Year's Eve, the main celebration has been cancelled, although you are still able to open the bars at the moment. Right, a few more questions. Hayden Young, I know a lady there. Hi Egg, what do you predict for Pattaya? Will it be luxury tourists only for Beach Road and expats opting for the dark side? Never been a big fan of the dark side. I've only been there 3 or 4 times and I've only been to a bar there about once. But most people who go to the dark side, who are used to Pattaya, the light side, if you want, the bright side, say that it's not so good. No, I don't think there will be any kind of split. I think at the moment the people that are coming in are long stayers, and obviously long stayers, people say, oh, people have got no money, but long stayers tend to be retired people or people with, you know, a regular income coming in, they're not working. So at the moment it's ticking along nicely. For the future, I mean, at the moment obviously there's no love for walking street amongst the expat community. That's been the case for a long time, and that may continue. Obviously I've got a bar on Walking Street, so I hope not, but that just seems to be the way it is. So many people come to Walking Street, to my bar, Le Pub, which is on Soi Diamond, and they say, oh, we don't really come out to Walking Street, but we thought we'd come and see you, Phil, which is kind of very nice, but also a bit disheartening. I mean, I'm always happy to see people, don't get me wrong, but you know, it's true, there is no love for Walking Street. Now, people say that it's a rip-off, that it's tourist related. In fact, there are lots of go-go's that are doing cheaper deals now. Yes, bar fines have come down. I'm not sure about the ladies really, because with my bleak financial situation, I don't really go bar fining anymore. But people tell me that the ladies have been very accommodating, a little bit more on Walking Street, and I see girls walking around Walking Street, going to work 8 o'clock, getting ready to open their go-go bars. They look as stunning as ever. And you know, anecdotally, I see guys walking down Soi Diamond, getting a taxi at the bottom there, accompanied by locals, and they look really great. So I think that the girls on Walking Street still look great. Sorry, this has sort of turned Paul's question into kind of a puff piece for Walking Street. But I don't think everything's going to go over to the dark side. There isn't some kind of major plan. If you want any kind of facts, F-A-C-T-S, facts, I went to a meeting a few weeks ago and I saw a plan of Walking Street. It was mainly a technical plan as far as laying electric cables and water pipes and stuff and storm pipes, but all the main bars were all there. All the discos, all the big name bars were all there. So certainly City Hall hasn't got any plans to move in the bulldozers at the moment. Hope that answers your question, mate. Let's have another quick. Stuart Nicklin, Mr. Egg, what are the options for airport transfer to and from Pattaya nowadays, and what does it cost? It's basically the same as it's ever been. The only thing that's different is there are less buses running. There are buses running from the ground floor which go to the bus station at Jomtien, and also I think to the bus station in North Pattaya. But basically taxis are paying basically about the same. I think it's 1500 baht if you want one of those. There are buses running, but just not so many. So I hope that answers your question. Phil Newton, who has got an egg next to his name, so he's in the membership area. Hi Phil, morning. By the way, members, I forgot to tell you, you can use emojis now. I forgot to tell you this, I should have told you this, Oda. If you're in the membership area and you want to type in things like heart or love or yes or no, there's an emoji that comes up. I've loaded some emojis in there. Sorry, talking to the members, everybody. Should have told you that earlier. Anyway, we'll have a play around with that later, but hi to everybody in the membership area. Hayden Young, I would love you to look at a bar on Pratamnak Hill, as I have a female friend there that I take to on Facebook and love to see her. Okay, well, there isn't really a massive bar scene on Pratamnak, although I used to live there with the Pratamnak Slasher, my ex-girlfriend, who is nicknamed the Pratamnak Slasher. So yeah, I'll try and get up there, mate. I'll bring you on to my latest video a little bit later on, because I'll be premiering the latest walk and talk video, a trip down memory lane, in about half an hour on the main YouTube site. You'll be able to watch that. Let's have a look at some more chats. Ivor, I am due to come to Pattaya for New Year. Do you think that will happen? Again, everything is announced on the 28th, Ivor. So the usual channels. Watch Cow Sod in English. Watch the Bangkok Post website. Watch maybe the Pattaya News. That is a really good source of information for local goings on. Also Richard Barrow, of course, on Twitter and Facebook. Watch out for those channels. On the 28th, a decision is being made as to whether we are locking down here in Pattaya. That is the fact. Ah, Phil, you've got an emoji there. Nice one. You see what the members get. Nice to see you. Hayden Young, once again, hello to you, sir. Also, Gay Pirate has got the emojis going as well. So yeah, I just created a few of those, so the members can chat using those. Just see if there's any more questions. Just strolling around the chat area. Have you been to Kuala Lumpur? This is from Sean. I'm probably moving there once all this crap is over. Okay, Sean, I've been to Kuala Lumpur but only transited through. I really think if and when, and you know, it's a bit of a cliche, when things get back to normal and when the borders open, I think Kuala Lumpur would be a really good place to base yourself, because really I mean, it used to be the airline, what was it called, that airline? Air Asia is basically, that's the centre of their hub, if you like. They're flying all over the place. They're flying to Australia, they're flying to Singapore, they're flying to Nepal, all the major tourist destinations and beach resorts in Southeast Asia. So it would be really good to be sort of based there, and if you've got a bit of money, you know, every weekend just go down the airport, get a flight, and you're in Vietnam or you're in Cambodia or whatever. So yeah, no, but the answer to your question is no, I haven't been around Kuala Lumpur, but I would love to. It's a fascinating city. It's currently pissing it down in Birmingham, 6 degrees. That's from Daniel Mills. Dan, I do miss Birmingham, you know. I don't miss it in the horrible weather, but I'm a Brummie lad, and yeah, I miss like Sutton Park and places like that. It's got its horrible places, Birmingham, but it's got its nice places as well. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Good on you, Phil, says Shuffler, the last Aussie. Hiya. Matthew, ASQ booked, Matthew Williams, thank you for your text. ASQ is booked 15 days from the 30th of December, then Pattaya until Philippine borders open. Flying Qatar Airways, yeah, as I said. Hope to pop in and meet you and buy you a gin or two. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah, Qatar seems to be the most reliable airline at the moment. Everyone I know that's coming over here seems to be flying Qatar. You're in ASQ on the 30th. I know of 3 people that are flying on New Year's Eve. I don't know if there's a special deal on New Year's Eve to get people in. But yeah, people are flying on the 31st and will be coming out of ASQ and into Pattaya, hopefully, if we're not locked down, fingers crossed, on the 15th. What we got? 103 people watching. Let me just recap what I was saying earlier. We're not locked down in Pattaya at the moment. Bars are open as normal, so are discos, but they're very, very empty. Last night I was speaking to the owner of a very, very well-known go-go bar on Walking Street, and he said it was the worst night he'd ever had. However, leading up to that, over the weekend, I know we were closed on Saturday for local elections, but it was really good. But last night had been pretty awful. We didn't do bad in the pub last night, but it wasn't our best night ever. So yeah, there aren't any lockdowns at the moment. It's normal. You're encouraged to wear a face mask where you can. You're also encouraged to wash your hands using the gel, use Taichan app, the track and trace app, and that's the situation. The big decision is on the 28th of this month as to whether New Year's Eve will happen. But other than that, really, I mean, I can only speak for Walking Street because I'm kind of based down there. Walking around, things are really kind of normal. Sean, do you know Mark, who owns the Scooters bars? My boss is good mates with him. I've met him once. He came into the bar and I had a little chat with him. Very nice guy, but don't really know him more than that. But yeah, very successful guy, obviously. Scooters, which is a kind of a 60s and 70s mods and rockers themed restaurant chain here, bar chain here in Pattaya. They had one, I think, let me get this right, LK's open, LK Metro Scooters is open, I think Soi Pacao is open sporadically, Soi 6 is closed, and then the one in, obviously the one on Walking Street, which was a co sort of production with Secrets, that closed over a year ago. But no, I don't know Mark very well, but I've heard he's a nice guy. How much would you say you are down on this time last year on a percentage? That's a good question. Let me think. I think customer-wise, we're about 60% down. Money-wise, yeah, about the same. But yeah, got to get in consideration that we are also have got cheap rents, for example, and I have also, ta-da, believe it or not, dropped the lady drink prices. So my lady drink prices used to be 140, they're now only 120. Bar fine prices have gone down as well, so obviously the big bulk of what I take money wise is lady drinks. I decided to drop the price when I first opened, and I noticed that sales of lady drinks went up, so I kept it that way. So yeah, I'd say I'm running on about 30-35%, something like that. By the way, the sunset looks lovely. Okay, thanks Phil, over in the members chat area there. Quarantine on the 16th, says Alan Kerr. See you after that, mate. Look forward to that. Lots of people come in the next couple of weeks, really, which is good news. Okay, Paul, Mr. Egg, do you think when the borders open up, the rents will go up sky high to make up for lost money? Well, landlords aren't these nasty, horrible people you think they are. In fact, most of them have got mortgages on the properties that you rent. So it's not like they're being unreasonable by asking for some kind of rent to cover their mortgages that they have. Having said that, yes, the answer to your question is yes, rents will go up. They'll go up to what's in the contract, basically. Everybody has got a lease, and what's in a lease, that's what you'll be paying after, here comes the cliche, when it gets back to normal, whenever that is. So thanks for your question. Yes, it will, but I don't think that will really affect you, the punters. Sean, if I move to, oh sorry Sean, if I move to Pattaya for 3 to 5 months, could I get a job in your bar, or do you only employ females? Bear in mind, I'm a forklift driver, so have never done bar work. Sean, okay, there are jobs for people, for Westerners here in Pattaya. The specific answer to your question, will I employ you? I like somebody with a bit of game who asks, and you know, if you don't ask you never get. But no, I'm not really employing a manager at the moment because my overheads are too much. Generally, Sean, if you're looking for tips about working over here, I would say build up a bit of a following on social media. When you come over here, make friends with people on social media, and just go around the bars and show your face. Don't be that annoying drunk in the corner who annoys everyone. You know, be a nice, impressionable person and make it clear that you're looking for work. You need to bring something to the table as a bar manager, and it needn't necessarily be having experience in bar work, although I had experience in bar work when I came over and got my first job. It could be, for example, maybe you've got skills in ITs, in computers, maybe you know your music, so you could run the music system, or you're an electrician, you can do things like that, or you're a plumber or anything like that, or you know you've worked in sort of front of house, dealing with people, you're a people person, all those sort of things. Those sort of skills go a long way. Paul, I used to be a forklift driver as well, so don't worry, it can happen. I wish you all the best. Come over when you're over, and we'll have a chat and a beer and see if, what we can do for you. But in direct answer to your question, no, I'm not employing anyone at the moment. Good luck to you. Stay safe and keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Okay. Oh, Hayden, I am a drunk. Does that help? No, it definitely doesn't. One of the things I always say to people who are thinking of coming over to Thailand and living here is self-discipline. Self-discipline, whether it's with money, with alcohol, with women, all of those things. If you've got a bit of self-discipline, and it doesn't mean you've got to live like a monk, but it just means, you know, making sure that you don't overspend, you stick to a budget. You have a drink, but you don't, you know when to say no. You have the odd occasional bar final, you get a girlfriend, but you keep it real. That's what self-discipline. So many people can't do that. And if you're not a self-disciplined person, for example, if you're not able to save money and things like that, if you just get your wage packet on a Friday night and then it's spent by Saturday morning, Pattaya's not going to be an easy place for you. You need to be able to be able to stop yourself, and self-discipline is most important. Okay, I'm really sorry, but I'm going to have to go in a minute because I've got some customers coming in the bar about 7 o'clock who are on a birthday, so I want to make sure I'm there for them. Loads of girls in the bar tonight, by the way, if anyone's in Pattaya. A full crew. We've got Tree, we've got Bill, we've got Far, who else we've got Joy, Dao, all of them are there, so a full crew. Come on down. As soon as I get back to the bar, I'm going to be pressing the button on my new video, which will be up in the general public area. It's about Second Road. My memories of coming on holiday back in the late 1990s, early 2000s, before I worked here, and I never used to go out to the go-go's. I used to go out to the bars, the beer bars down Second Road, down Soi 6, and so just a few silly little stories about those days. It's called something like Second Road Big Memories, and because it's a play on words, the first story I tell is about a girl with a very large chest, so it's a play on Big Memories. So yeah, it's called Second Road Big Memories. That's going to be live to everybody at about in about half an hour, so check back on YouTube for that. Hope you enjoy that. We've got a little silly little Christmas video, New Year video that we put together. That will be coming out I think on Christmas Day, And then members will be doing I promise you, we're going to get the girls together. Every time I say we're going to do it, the girls get bar fine. We're going to get the girls together for the members, and we're going to have a little party in the membership area sometime this week. I'll let you know on that. From us all here at COVID-free Pattaya at the moment, ... asterisk. Should we stop calling it COVID-free Pattaya now then? Well, we are COVID-free, but here in Pattaya, a very Merry Christmas from everybody here. Stay safe, and we'll see you very soon. Watch out for that video soon, guys. From us all here, a very, very good night.